In 2014, Vietnam's tourism has hosted 7.87 million international tourists, an increase of 4% compared with 2013. Total revenue from tourism in 2014 reached 230 trillion VND, up 15% compared to 2013. That is one of the very impressive achievements of Vietnam tourism in 2014. Following the success in 2014, Vietnam's tourism industry has launched a 14 solution package and made positive changes in attracting international tourists to achieve its target of receiving 8.5 to 9 million international tourists and revenue of 290 trillion VND in 2015. Can Vietnam achieve the target for 2015 with positive changes in attracting tourists? Chương Vietnam today will address these issues. Greetings from Chương Vietnam on VTC 10 Net Việt. As you have just seen from the previous reports, Vietnam has welcomed 7.87 million international tourists in 2014 and sets a target to welcome 8.5 to 9 million international tourists in 2015. And in today's program, we'll address this matter, and we have invited Mr. Kai Partale, an expert from the EU-funded ESRT program, to share more about this matter. So thank you much, Mr. Kai Partale, for joining our program today. So, Mr. Kai Partale, the first question we would like to ask you is, what is your view on the general picture of Vietnam tourism in 2014?
Well, in general, we can say that the initiative of the government to promote domestic tourism so that Vietnamese can do holidays at home was very successful. And this was a great achievement in the 2014 already. Then we can also see achievements in responsible tourism, that the ideas of responsible tourism, environmental and socially responsible tourism, is better embedded in regional tourism development plans, and also the awareness has increased with communities, provinces and businesses for responsible tourism practices. So this is another achievement. Further, I think the branding of Vietnam has improved. We can see the huge efforts of Vietnam Tourism Administration to develop the Vietnam Tourism Timeless Charm and its product lines. So this is also a good side of tourism achievements in 2014.
And in 2014, Vietnam Tourism has set the brand name of Vietnam Timeless Charm. So, in your opinion, what are the products should be the focus of Vietnam tourism in 2015 in order to achieve the brand?
Well, you know, the Timeless Charm is linked to 4 product lines: nature, culture, coast, and city breaks. And these product lines always provide an angle. So, promotional activities should always look at the key products and how to strengthen with these products the national brand Timeless Charm. So it is now up to the targeted market, Korea, Japan, and see what are their needs, what do they want, what kind of product do they prefer, and then reach out with these products, let it be the cultural angle or the beach angle, reach out to these source markets. So we cannot say we do one promotional campaign for all markets. We have to be more specific.
And many experts said in 2015 there will be more challenges for Vietnam tourism. So what are they?
Well, of course there will be always challenges for Vietnam. We just have to look at national catastrophes and climate change and tourism. This is always an issue very important for Vietnam tourism. So this is something that we closely have to look at when we talk about the Mekong region or the Central Coast or mountainous regions that are affected from such catastrophes. On the other side, it requires a deep analysis of the markets and the economic situation in the source markets. So we cannot foresee actually what's going to happen in 2015. But we can look at already existing data and international arrivals and forecast which are the priority markets to target in 2015.
In 2015, many experts say Vietnam tourism industry will face new challenges. In this context, the ministries and localities in Vietnam are focusing on improving the tourism environment under the banner of safety, friendly and quality. To promote Vietnam tourism, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has launched a 14 solution package of information and promotion of tourism in some key markets. In particular, the ministry has organized tours for international journalists to some major tourist attractions to see Vietnam as a safe, attractive and friendly and cultural destination. These activities have contributed to promoting the image of Vietnam to international friends over the years.
Well, I think it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. It's a UNESCO World Heritage protected site. It's definitely a place that one should visit when coming to Vietnam. So we wanted to take these pictures and bring them back in Greece so that people there will see how beautiful Halong Bay it is. And it's also a very nice tradition. I've read about the dragons and the whole history of Vietnamese people about Halong Bay, and I thought it was really interesting to see it.
Besides, the ministry will invite a group of tour operators, media from key and potential markets such as Japan, Korea, Russia, Singapore, Taiwan, China, etc. to introduce the safe, attractive destinations, promote tourism exchange and cooperation. Vietnam will also strengthen the organization of programs to introduce Vietnam's tourism in a number of important markets such as Japan, South Korea. Increase participation in international tourism activities such as the International Tourism Fair. More particularly, Vietnam has made many positive changes such as the 15-day visa exemption for citizens from 7 countries including Russia, Japan, Republic of Korea, Denmark, Norway, Sweden and Finland. This creates more favorable conditions for many international tourists to come to Vietnam.
It's very good because it's so easy now to come here and visit your fantastic, nice country.
I have no visa to come here this time, but 10 years ago I had to have visa to come in here, but now it's more easy for us to come here because of the changing of visa system.
In 2015, international travelers will have access to more information about Vietnam tourism on YouTube at www.youtube.com/c/Vietnam Tourism Media. This medium will contribute positively to meeting the needs of Vietnam's domestic and international audience for tourism programs. So, Mr. Kai Partale, recently the tourism sector of Vietnam has given a 14 solution package including the implementation of the farm trip and press trip, Brussels in some important markets like Japan, Korea and participate more in international tourism fairs. So talking about those actions, do you think they will enhance the image of Vietnam tourism among international friends?
Yes, I believe these kind of marketing measures are always components of international marketing campaigns. So they are very important in order to reach to the mental map of consumers and also to businesses outside of Vietnam that Vietnam businesses deal with. So it is quite fundamental to have these campaigns in place. We can reach out to business, business to consumer, and even business to media when we talk about farm trips. On the other hand, you also need to, of course, investigate closely and look into the markets, do proper research on the markets. Who are you going to invite for a farm trip? and will that have a positive outcome at the end? So measuring marketing activities then against the performance indicators, what you have set, this is also important.
And recently, the Prime Minister of Vietnam mentioned the most important factor in the tourism sector of Vietnam is the management of tourism environment. So I'm wondering, when the tourism management is focused, will it dramatically improve the quality of tourism in Vietnam?
Well, tourism management and developing the tourism sector in the regions, this of course is very important to be carried out on a regional level. It cannot be always be done from a central level, because in the region that's actually where the tourism takes place, in the localities. So therefore the management also needs to be strengthened in these regions, together with a good public-private dialogue and partnerships, and that will help to develop the regions. It will help with a joint destination management approach, and it makes the individual destinations more competitive within Vietnam, but also with other countries that have similar destinations that we are now competing with.
And 2015 will be the official time for the launching of the ASEAN community. So in order to attract more and more tourists coming from this community, what should Vietnam do?
With the ASEAN MRA in 2015, we can see, of course, there will be a change in terms of labor. There will be more professional laborers coming also into Vietnam, and this will make the region more competitive. So Vietnam has to invest into human resource development in order to keep up with this challenge.
Vietnam received 7.87 million international tourists in 2014 and sets a target of receiving 8.5 to 9 million international tourists in 2015. So, in your opinion, will these targets be obtained?
Well, these targets are always very ambitious. Of course, we also always see an increase, but until today it's possible. And with all the plans that are in place now from the government, from the VNet and the business sector activities, it should be possible to reach these projections. However, it's very difficult to really estimate the future and see what's going to happen in the consumer markets.
And as far as we can see, the ESRT program have been supporting Vietnam over the past few years. So what will be the plan of ESRT programs to support Vietnam to obtain this target?
The EU-funded project is supporting in many areas, and of course marketing is one important issue. We're supported with the branding and marketing strategy, and in the coming time we will further look at the e-marketing, how to improve the e-marketing of Vietnam tourism, but also give support for international trades, so that we have good tour operator business-to-business connections and a good media relations here.
And we hope that with the support from your organization, from ESRT program, tourism in Vietnam will see more and more positive changes in 2015 and obtain its target. And thank you very much, Mr. Kai Partale, for joining our program today and for your sharing.
Thank you.
And that's it we have for today's program. And for comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at shangvietnam@netvietTV.net. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.